And the police officer, they were just shaking their head like, you're crazy, lady. And so there was other people there. I don't know how they got there. I don't know what the circumstances were, but it was, Angela's sister-in-law was there. They all worked for the company. So, his best friend was there. His wife was there that took me. And I don't even remember a couple other people that were good, that were close to us. I just kind of like sat on the ground and I just started going through my head and I'm like, okay, I need to call these people. And they're looking, my friends are like, Lori, we can do this later. And I said, no, I have to do this now. I have to do this now. So I called his brother. Actually, I called his brother's wife, where their mom lived with them or was in close proximity with them. So I knew that they could handle his mom. So I called his wife and I said, where are you? She's like, well, we're out. We're busy. We're at dinner. I said, you need to get up and walk out. I said, who's with you? She's like, everybody, the kids, mom. And I said, okay, you need to walk out. And she, later down the road, of course, I'm going to jump. Later down the road, their son is autistic. And she says that, she's like, I wasn't going to answer because we're at dinner. We're sitting at the dinner table in a restaurant. But for some reason, their son answered the phone. He saw my name and they answered the phone. And he gave it to her. Okay, so her son picked up the phone and gave it to his mom. And she's like, what? And I said, where are you? You know, she's like, we're at dinner at the table, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you need to leave. You need to walk out the door. I have something to tell you. She's like, what's going on? And I was like, are you away from everybody? And she said, yeah. And I said, you need to tell Maurice, his brother. I'm like, Anthony was in an accident and he has passed. She immediately freaked. She goes, what? And I said, please tell mom and everybody. And I will, when I have the details, I will call you and let you know. And she's like, okay, I'll handle it on this side. She's like, call me if you need me. We were pretty close. They live an hour away. We were always over at their house. So I called them and proceeded, let her go and figured out who else I need to call.